Hi, this is Sherry with Style Tips with Sherry, and on today's episode, we are going to talk about color. I just am so glad that you are here, and we are going to discuss the topic of color because this week I launched for the first time ever digital color swatches, and we have been having so much excitement around them in my VIP community, and I sent it out in my newsletter this week, and it's been just like blowing up, so popular because now you can get your color swatches on your phone. And so I want to talk to you about that. I am not sure if you've ever had a color analysis, and there are so many different systems out there, and I've been in the color analysis world, the fashion world, for many years. The first time I was ever certified by a color company was way back in the 80s when Color Me Beautiful became super popular, and I got certified by them because honestly it was the first time that I actually found a guideline to figure out how to look better. And that's what color does when you have the right color. So let me just go over this system just briefly. I want to go over kind of basic, and then you can just jump over to my color site and take a free test. And you're going to find something really exciting when you go do that. So something free, and it's really fun. So we'll talk about that in a little bit too. So anyway, 6 color code systems. These color code systems were derived from the Color Me Beautiful system. And so the Color Me Beautiful system, like I told you, I was first trained on that, was way back in the 80s, and you were one of 4 seasons. And it was all based on hue and value, and whether you were lighter or deeper, whether you were warmer or cooler, it was all based around mostly skin and eyes. In fact, when we did color analysis, we took and put everybody's hair back and just looked at the skin tone, looked at the wrist, looked at eye color, and then determined what season you were in. Just as a kind of an easy way to explain this, if you had a more pink undertone, a cooler undertone, then you fell into either the winter category or the summer category. If you were warmer, then you were gonna typically fall into the spring or the autumn. I used that system for quite a while when I had my image consulting firm. And then they came out with 12 seasons, because what they realized is that color analysis it has to be, you have to look at your hair, because that's one of the first things that people see about you when you walk into a room. And so if we don't take your hair into consideration, then it's really for naught. So I had to go let my dog in, and as you see, he's right here. Well, about 15 years ago, maybe longer, I was doing color analysis on a regular basis and just found the system too cumbersome and too restraining for people. People wanted more options. Kind of the tipping point was when I was at an event and a woman came in, and I had color analyzed her like a year before, and I knew she was soft. She was so borderline soft autumn, soft summer. I honestly, I was like, you know what? You are so like neutral, because she was neutral skin tone. And it was just it was just borderline. And so anyway, I decided at that moment that this woman could have more options. She could have some of the soft summer colors and some of the soft autumn colors. So my husband and I went back to the drawing board, and we did research and looked at women and pulled them in for research and looked at coloring and hair. And I say my husband because he's the web designer and he's the one that does all the technical stuff in our company. And so we ended up dropping the seasons and just breaking it down to the color codes. For about 15 years, that's how we've been doing it. I have a Christian Image Consultant Training Academy. That's how I train those women to do that. We'll have another course coming up in April, and it's a 2-day compact course that we're gonna do on Zoom. You can do it from anywhere in the world, and it's going to just be the Color Code Academy with some of the image consultant things attached to it. So if you don't want to know about that, email me or put a comment below with your email or send me an email. We'll put my email below and get on the waiting list for that. The color code system has become so popular with image consultants worldwide because it's simple, it's easy, and it makes sense to people. So fast forward to 15 years later, and we have had color swatches for years, and we still do. In fact, you can even take a free color test online, and I will confirm your color analysis. So for years, we've only had the swatches where you can go shopping and you take them and you match them. And yes, that is still the best way. If you really want exact color match, then you have fabric swatches. But with the way the computer is nowadays and the way the computer screens and phones are so clear, we now have virtual colors. You can jump over to my website and take a free color test and get 7 free virtual colors. So you get 7 free. So whether you do anything else further with it, you can get 7 free colors. And so make sure you jump over there. It's ColorEnalysis.com. We'll put that in the link below. If you want to go a step further, you can. And you'll see down below on that, when you take your test, you can actually get 36 colors plus those 7 virtual colors. You can get 36 colors, more colors on your phone as well for only $10. And so I don't sell on YouTube. I mean, this is not something I've done before and say, hey, but you guys, this is like so huge. This is just a really big deal for us because those of you who have been color analyzed and know your color code, you know that sometimes you just don't want to take your color swatches with you, or you lose a strip or whatever. Now you just have them on your computer and on your phone, and voila. I'm going to show you on your phone just so you can kind of get a handle on the 6 dominant color characteristics, or 6 color codes like we call them. All right, so we've got light, and those are typically your very blonde or your very white haired ladies. And so if you have very fair skin and you've got very light eyes, and maybe your hair's a little bit deeper, but you know, maybe it's like a darker blonde, then you might still fall into the light category, but it's 2 out of 3. So I'm going to look at you're going to put in, when you do your color test, you're actually going to put in, pick your hair color, pick your eye color, pick your skin color. Sometimes, it doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes you see your hair color differently than the way somebody else sees it. So maybe when you take the test, if there's somebody sitting next to you, ask them, does this look like my hair color? And kind of go with what they say, because we can sometimes be like, oh, I think my hair is, blonde and it's red or something. I just had somebody send me a picture and she picked one category and it was not even close. We just sometimes see things differently. And so that might be nice to have help, have a friend help you. I do not confirm the $10 swatches, just so you know that, because I would be doing it all day. I mean, literally we've probably sold hundreds this week already. And so I that's all I would be doing, and I can't do that. If you do get the fabric swatches, you do get the virtual swatches with it as a bonus, and I do confirm those. So, all right, so light are more your blondes. Deeps, probably brunette and brown eyes. Probably more medium skin tone, not super light. You can have light skin, but maybe more medium to deeper skin tone. And then if you are a clear, that's somebody with very high contrast, like a Snow White. So think really dark hair, really light skin, and probably green or blue eyes. Now, you can be a clear and have dark hair and dark eyes, but your eyes are probably a little more hazel or really black. Your skin's probably light, and your hair is probably almost black. So that differentiates between a clear and a deep. And then there are softs. Softs are those people who you might describe your hair as dishwater blonde, mousy brown, and you've just got hair that's it's not blonde, it's not brown, it's kind of right in the middle. And so you know who you are when you have that, that hair color, because you're like, oh, my hair's mousy or whatever, so however you describe it. You can have any skin tone, really more from like a light to medium, and then your eye color can be any color. And then we've got your warms and your cools have silver hair, white hair, white, if it has grayish, whites might fall into the light category. So just know that. So take the test accordingly. Be careful when you take your test. And then we have the warms that are more redheads. And so you can be a cool if you don't have gray hair or silver hair. If you have very ash hair, like there's absolutely, it's void of gold, but that's a very rare coloring. And if you think that's you, it's probably, I mean, you'd have to have very pink skin tone, blue eyes, and ash hair. You might be better off to make sure that you get a full color analysis, or just take the test and, see what it comes out. The test is about 99% accurate. I'm not kidding. Pretty much, it's rare that somebody sends me a photo and says, I picked this. Like I said, the girl did this week, but I don't know if her computer screen was off, because it was way off. Like it wasn't even close. But most people are right on. So I don't think you have to be worried about it. If you are and you really want a true color analysis, then do the full thing. Anyway, that's what I wanted to tell you guys today. I'm just excited. And before we go, I want to say a shout out to 2 of you who left comments in the last week, and I'm going to look down here so I can read it. And I'll keep these really short because we're almost at the end of the video, and I want you to go take your color test. And the first one was Debbie Boatwright. And Debbie, you're a new subscriber, so thank you. And you guys, we're at almost 860 subscribers. We're so excited. So I'm really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year. And if you haven't subscribed and you watch this video every week, will you do me a favor and subscribe? I would love it so much. And I talked to my social media manager, and she said, we need to have some kind of prize for people when we hit 1,000. So I don't know what that's going to be. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we'll figure out something. So anyway, so Debbie Boatwright, you said, Sherry, you rock. Well, thank you. And she said, I love your videos. The muffin top and the purse one are my fave so far. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, thank you, Debbie, for taking the time and making a comment, because it really means the world to me. And then the next one is Dixie Elliott. Hi, Dixie. Thank you for watching. And Dixie said, Sherry, you are wonderful. Okay, I don't really want to tell you guys, oh, I'm wonderful, but I'm just reading the comments. So there you go. I feel like I get such amazing fashion advice that I can actually do. You are for the real woman who wants to look put together and fashionable. Here's an idea for another video. I love ideas, you guys. So if you have ideas, put them down. Here, I'm about to tell you what hers was. Clothes for the petite woman so we don't look even shorter. All right, I will take that into consideration, and I do have some tips for that. Here's the thing, you guys. If you're petite, or if you're tall, or if you're small, or if you're fluffy, whatever, you're beautiful just like you are. And so don't take that away. Like, I can help you look your best petite self, and we'll do a video on that. And then I do want to say also, you said that I'm for the real woman who wants to look put together and fashionable. You nailed it on the head, Dixie. That's exactly why I do these videos, because I want those of you who are sitting at home, who are just real bodies and real women. And I know we're all real, right? People are real, but I want you to know that that's why I do this channel, for the regular woman, who feels like she doesn't have a lot of confidence in putting things together, and it's hard to shop, and you go to the store and you think, oh my goodness, how can I put this outfit on? Or, will I look like the mannequin if I put it on? No, we won't. And so that's why I do this video. If you guys have not subscribed, please do. And go take the free color test. And if you already know your color code, you can skip that part and just go scroll down below that test and just get your digital color swatches right now. Anyway, have a great week, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.